Hello fellow football connoisseurs and welcome back to the Quick Take. In today's video I'll be discussing Bayer Leverkusen's fantastic game against RB Leipzig, where in the dying moments of the match they pulled it back to make it 3-2, taking home all 3 points from the tough affair. Before I continue, I would like to quickly remind you I am running a giveaway with OwnASaber.com, where at 15,000 subscribers you could be in with a chance at winning the King of London lightsaber, the perfect saber for every Chelsea fan. 3 participants will be chosen, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment down below for more information. And with that, on with the video. At some points during this game, I actually thought Bayer Leverkusen were in trouble, especially during the first half, as we can see here from the stats. They were roughly 50-50 on possession, which isn't like Bayer Leverkusen. They usually dominate teams for possession. 4 shots on target for RB Leipzig, 0 for Bayer Leverkusen in the first half, 3 shots off target and 3 shots were blocked for them. Of course, this is very, very unlike Bayer Leverkusen this season. They like to dominate teams, they have a lot of shots on target. With the 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-3 shape, they have a lot of possession against their opposition, and it allows for excellent creativity and excellent width in the attack, which stretches out defenses, creates more space in between the lines. Fantastic football overall. But Leverkusen were walking into this game with an arguably weakened side, with the likes of Boniface out injured and Kasunu and Tapsoba out through international duty. Of course, the AFCON is going on, which meant it left with Stanisic, Jonathan Tah and Hincapi making up the back 3. Palacios and Granit Xhaka working as the midfield pivot, with Grimaldo and Frimpong, of course. Both of them are incredibly important for this 3-4-2-1, this Xabi Alonso football style, as bombing forward wing-backs, very attacking wing-backs. Fantastic game from Grimaldo. Frimpong went off early around the 31st minute through injury. Big hit for Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso needed to make adjustments in the second half following the injury to one of his most important players, and they certainly did that, of course. Florian Wirtz starting alongside Hoffman as the 2 number 10s, sitting just behind Patrick Schick, going up against a very aggressive, tough opposition in RB Leipzig. Of course, Didaram, Lukeba, Klosterman and Simakan as the back 4, Schlager and Seawald in the midfield pivot with Dani Olmo, Xavi Simons. Both of them had a fantastic game. Xavi Simons, in fact, getting the opening goal. A brilliant goal. Šeško attacking down the right-hand side of the Bayer Leverkusen defence, cuts it back to Schlager, who then gives the ball to Xabi Alonso, who does this fantastic turn in mid-air, volley, bottom right-hand corner finish. Beautiful goal. And Lois Openda starting alongside Benjamin Šeško, who was taken off somewhere around the 74th minute. Not a very good game for him. He had a good chance to score, missed it, just went wide, and Bayer Leverkusen in the second half, they really kept him quiet. But this first half of football, it is very unlike Bayer Leverkusen. They usually dominate the entire 90 minutes, but it was a fantastic showcasing as to how Xabi Alonso deals with adversity, because so far this season we've really only seen the Bayer Leverkusen side at the top. We've only seen them dominating games, making football look easy, but in this first half they had the game taken to them. They went into the dressing room at half-time 1-0 down, and whatever Xabi Alonso told those players, it worked brilliantly. 2 minutes after kickoff, they scored. Nathan Teller, fantastic chance on the right-hand side, completely unmarked. As I said, that 5 attacking shape of with Nathan Teller coming on for Frimpong, of Grimaldo, Florian Wirtz, Hoffman from Frimpong, and then Schick leading the line. It leaves defenses very open for wide attacking plays, and that's exactly how he scored. A nice ball across the face of goal, rolled to Teller, completely unmarked on the back post, who just poked it in. Beautiful goal. And then shortly after that, around 10 minutes later, from a very poor corner from Bayer Leverkusen, RB Leipzig are able to mount a counter-attack, and Openda does put RB Leipzig back up 2-1. But then 6 or 7 minutes later, Bayer Leverkusen fire back again, making it 2-2. Jonathan Tah, assisted by Hoffman. Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig did make some changes before finally, in the 91st minute, Hincapi made it 3-2 from an assist from Grimaldo. Fantastic game. It does showcase the fight in this Bayer Leverkusen side. They are not willing to drop points this season. They've only drawn a handful of games this season. Most of it has been wins. There's been a lot of debate as to whether or not Xabi Alonso is ready for Chelsea. A lot of Chelsea fans have pointed to the fact that he's inexperienced. We don't know what he's like managing a top side, but in my opinion, Bayer Leverkusen are a top side. You know, he's working alongside the likes of Florian Wirtz's. You had Boniface, who's just picked up an injury, but he's been fantastic this season. He's working alongside the likes of Tapsoba. He's brought in experienced players in Xhaka and Hoffman to help his side find that balance. Again, working alongside the likes of Florian Wirtz, who are young, and who do need those experienced names around them. Frimpong and Grimaldo, again, this season have been fantastic in that very advanced forward roles as wingbacks. I'm sure Xabi Alonso is hoping that his injury to Frimpong isn't that serious. It did seem like a knock to the knee following a tackle, I think, with Raum. But again, going into the dressing room 1-0 down, it just shows the heart that this manager has for his team. And even with a weakened Bayer Leverkusen side, which this was a weakened Bayer Leverkusen side, they're missing 2 of their best centre-backs, and they're missing their star striker, and they lost Frimpong due to injury in the game. You could still see the patterns of play that they were trying to play. It was very one-touch football towards the latter stages of the second half, as they really found their rhythm against, as I said, a very aggressive RB Leipzig side. And at any point during the attack or during the defensive parts of the game, you could screenshot the field and you could see exactly what formation they were playing, whether it was the 5-3-2 in defense where Hoffman will drop a bit deeper, or whether it was the 3-2-5 in the attack, again with Frimpong or Teller and Grimaldo flying up the field, being basically in line with Hoffman and Wirtz, stretching out that back 4 or sometimes back 5, because they did adjust to a back 5 at some point during the game of RB Leipzig. But they did find their way back into the game, and they fought to the very end, and it paid off as they walk away with all 3 points. I've already done a video going into further detail considering Xabi Alonso's tactics, and if you would like to see a video kind of centered around Chelsea and how I think he'd set up with this team he has right now and the changes he would make, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I'm a big admirer of Xabi Alonso. They've got a long season ahead of them still. They've got Bayern Munich coming up in a few weeks' time. That'll be a very interesting match to see how they go up against the reigning Bundesliga champions. At the end of the season, I would definitely love us to go for someone like Xabi Alonso. Say what you want about Pochettino, but I just haven't seen anywhere near the level of tactical brilliance that I have seen from Xabi Alonso this season. Even with key players injured, you can see exactly what he's trying to play. With us, not so much. I don't think there's any excuses anymore. And I think following this game and this result and this heart and fight that they showed today, Xabi Alonso is going to be at the very top of the list of potential candidates to replace Pochettino at the end of the season, because let's be honest, we're not exactly pleased with the Argentinians' approach to Chelsea so far this season. I did say earlier this game was a match of 2 halves, and you can see it right here. XG 1.82 to 0.8. In the first half, it was 0.22 for Leverkusen. 12 shots in total, 5 on target. Compared that to the first half, 6 total shots, 0 on target. So they've doubled the amount of shots. They were far more aggressive, far more attacking, and they really came out in the second half to win this game, and that's exactly what they did. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I just wanted to quickly talk about this game. It really made an impact on me, and I can see loads of Chelsea fans on Twitter talking about Xabi Alonso and whether they believe he is the right man for Chelsea. I've been the Quick Take, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.